Alright, greetings all. So I'm doing a new video for thrift store finds. Now it's been a while since I've done a new one, and like I said, it's one of those things that I will not do one until I start accumulating some stuff and feel like it's going to be worthwhile to you guys to do a video. So let's get started. So to start off with the video, not everything's gaming related. I feel like it's kind of like one of those things that I should also show you some other stuff that I picked up. I don't know, just to see if you guys are interested in it. Plus also I kind of like watching different videos of other people picking up stuff where it's like not gaming related, just to see what they're interested in. So the first thing is a Ritter Phoenix from Schleich. And I did not know anything about Schleich beforehand, but they start doing different types of figures. They're not the greatest in detail. I mean, you can pick these up at like Target's where I first saw them for like $10 a piece and everything. So, but I thought this one was pretty cool, and I decided to pick it up. And yeah, I mean, this guy's a little detail's pretty nice. So that was $3.90 for this. Unfortunately, none of this stuff was on sale. So next up is I don't know really where to start with these. I pick up wide varieties of different things. I personally love computers and electronics, so I'm more inclined to pick up a lot of stuff that you'll probably be like, what in the world is this? Why would he pick up a mouse? But yeah, so I picked up the opposite of a mouse, a keyboard. I like keyboards. Why? I have no clue, but pick them up to resell them. I pick them up to sometimes keep myself because I do repairs on computers, and sometimes it's nice to have a wireless keyboard when doing repairs. This is not one of the ones I will be keeping though, because it is very specific. You have to have Bluetooth to it. Now the other thing is with something like that, sometimes you do have to have receivers, but I've noticed a lot with Mac computers that you don't need a receiver with it. It will pair at least to the device itself. Like if you have a Mighty Mouse, those will pair to pretty much any Apple computer. You have to go through like a sync process, but it's usually pretty straightforward. You really don't even have to do anything. This I don't know about because it does have a pairing button on the back, but it does operate via Bluetooth. So that was the one thing, the reason why I was like, it doesn't really matter, I'll just pick it up. This was $5.90, but all the keys are intact, everything's very clean, so decided to get that. Next up is, when I saw that one, I had to go with the official one. So this one, and I initially thought that this one was wired. That was another reason, and crap. You gotta be kidding me. I just tapped on the thing and the key popped off. So, with a lot of these, as I try to pop this key back on, the keys you can pop back on pretty easily. Other ones are designed not to do so. Mainly because if you buy, I will deal with that later. If you buy a laptop, they see that it is easier to get you to buy a whole nother keyboard rather than a replacement key. They make more money off of it, it's pretty much it. So anywho, this one is in working order. So I got this for $9.90. Has some marks on it, but should be able to clean up pretty nicely. And I don't know, I just like this keyboard. It's nice. So, I'm really annoyed about that keyboard though, the McCallie one. It just popped off. Fuck. Anywho, so next up, this is Party Gaming, is a PlayStation 2 memory card. My favorite color is blue. Not the reason why I got it, but I like it. So these are very handy to have, and I also got a red one. Both $1.40, but They are very handy to have if you still play PS2 games. My original PS3 died, so I have a new PS3 that doesn't do PS2 games, so I have a PS2 under it. Yay. But plug in the PS2 memory cards, go from there. Now what I would recommend to you guys is to get a PlayStation 3 PS2 memory card adapter. They are small little squares, and I believe I have one here. Yes, I do. This is what they look like. They don't really sell them too much because initially, this is when it first came out. Like, this came out almost the launch of the PS3, and it was designed, obviously, you know what it's designed for, but I mean, it was, in a sense, because you had so many PS3, or you had excuse me, PS2 memory cards when you first got the PS3, so it's kind of like, okay, I'm switching everything over, but you need something that's going to be able to read it, hence this, plugs in via USB, and then you could just copy and move the saves over onto your PS3. So it was kind of just like used a couple of times and then you're done with it. I initially got one, then sold it, got it again, then sold it, and then I was like, you know, I do need one, so this one I'm going to keep and not sell. I don't know, you know what, this actually might be worth something because you very rarely see these now. And I don't even mean just the memory card adapter. I mean like the memory card adapter in a box. That might actually be worth something. So that might be something I'll check into and let you guys know. But anywho, notice I said anywho a couple of times now. Probably stop that. But also picked up a Monster optical cable. These are very nice for transferring audio, or if you're just looking for a nice clean way of moving the audio to, let's say, a receiver, like as you're playing something. I mean, not like you're moving audio like you're copying it, but you can do that with this as well. It's nice, but the only problem I've ever noticed with these is that when I was using them initially to copy over music files, because I actually did it with my PS2, there were some games that had some soundtracks, like music-wise, on there. And this is before I had the internet personally, so I was kind of dependent on this. I had a CD recorder and I had a game, the PS2 system. And that's pretty much all I had. So what I would actually do is I would plug this in to the PS2, and then the audio, which would play through it, would then get recorded, and then I'd go from there. The only problem is everything audio-wise goes through this. So it's not like you can just go, oh, just do the music and don't do the sound effects. No, the sound effects will go through. The only other problem with these, though, that I've noticed is that you can move over restrictions on them. And what I mean by that is, considering it's just a light that goes through, in a sense, you can have the PS2 determine, oh, play this, but don't record it. So, like, in some cases, I would try to copy something, and I'd hit the record button and go through the record process, and then it would say, record, copyright, or recording blocked, or copyright blocked, or something along those lines where it wouldn't let you do that. So, in a sense, this is a great idea, and, well, at least I had it for a good idea for what I wanted to use it for. But if you see these, pick them up. They're kind of expensive in some cases. Cables really shouldn't be expensive, but for whatever reason, these are. Now, I picked it up because it says Monster on it, but that's pretty much as far as it goes with that. That's the only reason I really picked it up, is because it was Monster and it was optical. Very rarely will I pick up cables because I know they're worth absolutely nothing. So I tell people that if you're picking up cables, do not pick them up to resell. Just pick them up for yourself, unless you know certain things where you can kind of do quick research on it and know, like, okay, this is an official Monster cable, which really, it doesn't make a difference. Some people will say yes, some people will say no. I think the only way it really makes a difference is if you have the streaming data, like that pretty much you can tell the values of everything. Maybe you can compare it to another thing and be like, okay, this makes a difference, but that's just rambling. So, yeah, just, it's fine. So up next is I wasn't inclined to get it, but this was kind of cool. So, because it was missing the truck, and I was like, ugh, but the little forklift truck. But I decided to get it anyway, and that's the Matchbox K40 Super Kings. It's a Pepsi truck from Matchbox. This is from 70 something. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was like 1973, 77, something along those. 79. There we go. So made in England. Yeah, that's very different compared to what everything is made in nowadays. So yeah, it was really cool, and this was interesting too because it kind of made me go like, did somebody play with this or what was going on? But I think this is actually the way it is, and it's the paint lines. Like they look like they were hand done. So I don't know. I thought it was really cool, and my favorite type of soda is Pepsi. So I mean, compared to Coke. So let's go with the next thing, and this thing I saw, and I was like. Initially I saw it by itself and I was like, well, I've seen the Game Shark version of this, and I think there was another one like Code Breaker or something for this, but I wasn't going to get it because I was like, well, it doesn't have everything else with it, and I've never heard of it, and I couldn't find anything online about it, and that's the Game Hunter for the PS1. Pretty much anything that has this little backing kind of looks like this. With this backing thing on the back of it, kind of goes like, well, what the hell is that, and how's that going to a PS1? A lot of the PS1s have a tab on the back of it that you can pull off and plug this directly into it. And I guess it was for peripherals and expansions that you wanted to go through, which it's funny because a lot of systems have stuff like that. It seems like they never get used for whatever reason. I guess companies just add them on at some point later on. They're like, okay, well, we can use this or that and everything. Kind of like the Sega Genesis, which they did use. Initially, I thought, I was like, when I pulled off the side, I go, what the hell is this ever going to be used for? And then it turned out to be used for like the Sega CD and stuff. So, got this for $1.90. And like I said before, and I apologize if I'm saying this again on the same video, because I really don't review the videos that I go through, just because it's kind of time consuming. I just make them. And then I go through and compress them a little bit. So, like at one point the video shut off, and I know I said it before, but I don't know if I said it again and then again. If you have magic erase markers, I think this will get these off. I'm hoping. I'll probably update it with that and see. But a lot of cases you can't really go wrong with that. At least trying once. Next up, I got a DVD here from a different place. But for $2, never saw this movie, never heard of this movie, unless I went on Wikipedia and I probably saw it there. But other than that, I haven't really saw anything. It's good condition and stuff, but it's bed knobs and broomsticks. I had to look at it again because I still wasn't sure what the name of it was. Wow, that's funny. They have a thing on here that says, your satisfaction is guaranteed. If not satisfied, please return product along with your name and address within 30 days of purchase, along with the original date, cash register receipt for a refund. Yeah, you don't see those anymore for a refund. That's funny. I like that for that reason alone. So, next up, since we're going into codes and breaking and stuff, I got the sad version of the Game Shark. Now the official version of the Game Shark. This was $7.90. Yeah, more than I usually like to spend on stuff. This is for the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Pocket though, so comes in a box, comes with pretty much everything. I hate opening these things up because I always dent the box. I hate it. But yeah, it comes with that, a disc, the CD-ROM for Windows 95. Come here, you. Hey. There we go. Which is kind of funny. I don't know why, but it is. So, yeah. Why is it blue? This isn't a PS2 game. But yeah, it's blue. Huh. Yeah, I don't get that. I remember initially that like they came out with different colored CD-ROMs or CDRs because the reflectivity of it would be better for the actual CD-ROM laser to read, but that was long ago, so I really don't understand that, but hey, whatever. So I spent $7.90 on that, but yeah, it's very hard to say no, especially if you start doing thrifting for a while and you know it's going to be a while before you see the next Game Shark that's going to appear or something like that in a box. So yeah. So next up, now we played this for a little bit and the game was okay, but I couldn't really spend too much in the figures, so we just wound up selling the game, the Portal, and everything. And as soon as I say Portal, a lot of you will probably know, but Skylanders figures. So we picked these up for $2.90. It's got Wrecking Ball, Stealth Elf, and Sonic Boom. And yeah, just couldn't get into it. But for $2.90, I'll sell it online, and somebody will be happy to get it for a deal. So now next up, like I said, some of this stuff is not game related, but I picked it up because hey, you gotta use something to fund how you're buying this stuff. So Monster Power Cable, Power Cable, Surge Protector. Man, I'm horrible with words. So the big things to understand with something like this are just that, hey, doesn't matter that it's Monster, really doesn't. And then you look at the warranty thing on the back, that's kind of pointless at this point because they're probably going to be like, you need a receipt for that. The main things you look for though, you'll see a UL with a circle around it. UL stands for Underwriters Laboratories, and that's pretty much where this equipment gets sent to for them to double check everything and make sure everything's good on the actual device before they give it the stamp. So it's pretty much to say, this is legitimate, this is going to work, or this will protect your equipment type of thing. Like all electronics will have the UL thing on it, and then you get some other stuff. But really, that's one of the main things you look for. If it doesn't have UL, I pass. I don't care what the price is. I'm not buying it without a UL on there. And then the jewels. The jewels are the other thing that are important, and that's kind of pretty much what stops the surge going through. Now make sure that you understand that it is not there's nothing out there. There we go. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't figure out what I was doing. There is nothing out there that will fully prevent a lightning storm. Like if it hits it, if it's powerful enough, it's going to go through. It doesn't matter what you have. It'll fry this. It'll fry everything on there. Hence why they offer the guarantee. They're saying, well, we'll still protect you. That's how confident we are in our equipment. But if it's going to come through, it's going to come through. But they're saying like how you measure, like okay, if it's a really powerful storm, this is going to come through. They measure it by joules, so you can kind of measure it by joules to determine like how good of a surge protector this is. To give you an idea, this is 1480. The standard surge protectors that you would buy like at a supermarket, those little standard strip things, 300 to 600 joules at the most. So that's enough tech talk today for that. Next up, we have, now these are the games mainly, I believe. Yeah. See something in a box. Oh. Sorry, not games yet. We were close. We were close! I did this in the original video and then the camera shut and I was like, fuck! So I had to do it again, but these were in a bag, so I missed them, and now you get to see them and suffer along with me. So I picked this up to sell. Big comfy couch. People are like, really dude? Big comfy couch? You're all about that? Well, maybe I am. No, I'm actually going to buy this, or, dear God. I'm going to sell this online. It actually sells for something, so. I do remember watching this, though, when I was a kid, and The couch was crazy, and I always remember them with the freaking noses, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Kind of freaked me out a little bit, I don't know why. But, so, next up, I picked this up, and this was really cool because it's sealed. I like sealed stuff. Quick 2 Mission Pack, The Reckoning. It was only $1.40. Oh, there we go. I like these little pricing tag things. Now, why can't they do this? This is on plastic. Why can't you put this on plastic, or these little tags and everything, put them in bags, and then they're like, what? You got something that might be valuable, let's write on it. We'll write on that shit. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't get that. This place that I go to absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. They'll be like, oh, this is something that's a cherished keepsake and might be worth something, and it's on cardboard. Let's write on that cardboard, yeah! You'll never get this shit off. And then they'll see something where it's like a CD-ROM, and they're like, let's put a sticker on it. We're going to put a sticker on it and then write on the little sticker, so yeah. Like, it makes no fucking sense. And then the pricing is a whole other thing, but yeah. So, next thing I got is My Horse Farm. I love tycoon games. Obviously, this is not by Maxis or Infogrames or anything of the sort. And this is probably really bad. Especially, look at that horse's tail there. Why is that a different color? That makes no sense. Even the horse is like, what the fuck? So, yeah. And this is how they come. A lot of these games or whatever will come like this. So, you know, I didn't even look at this. No, that's definitely that game. But you gotta check these things, because sometimes they'll be like, oh, this is the same thing, and they'll put in like a movie or a CD, and like it'll be for the computer game, and you're like, this isn't even anything close to this, and they're like, oh well, and then they put it back in the bag and resell it. So, and then they'll sell CDRs and whatever. There's no shame there, and then they don't, whatever. There's no shame. That place cracks me up sometimes. Sometimes it really pisses me off. Like yesterday it pissed me off because I was trying to buy a telephone microphone adapter, and they didn't write the price on it. They do that sometimes, and they're like, oh, we can't sell that to you, and then like they pass it off to this woman who walks away like I was going to be like, you have to sell that to me, and grab it and run out of the store, but like, and I'm just like, you don't price some of this stuff, and then sometimes you'll write the price like 6 times on the thing, and I'm like, ugh. So yeah, I don't even know if they test some of this stuff out. I assume that they do, because some of the stuff sells with a sticker on it that'll say as is. So you've probably missed it. I've injured my toe. The video went down, and yeah, so I had to get a new card. I swear, this is like one of those things where if there's like a ghost or something out there, they don't want this video to be made. But it's not like I'm confessing a murder or something, so I don't understand why. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, so, there we go, hair attached to me. See, I tell people not to buy electronics unless you can see that, like, unless you can test them out. And then as I tell them that, I completely just go, well, whatever, I'm not going to listen to myself today. So I bought this Apple router, where this is a high-end router. Now the way to tell with Apple products what they are, I mean, obviously you can look at them and be like, oh, this is this, or whatever. There's a model number usually. It'll be on the very back of the item, and it'll say like designed by Apple, blah blah blah, assembled in China, and it'll say model number, and it'll be like A1143. I don't know of anything else that uses this type of modeling scheme, so essentially you can type into Google A1143 just by itself, and it should come up with exactly what this is. Now there will be a part number, and it'll probably see like, it'll probably say something else like MB1135, and then slash, like a forward slash or whatever, A or B. That's the same thing, it's just another scheming part, or naming part that they have. I don't know if that's like a model or a part number that they use, and then they go, well, it's of this model number, and go with that. So with looking at this, and this is another reason why I bought it, this is an Apple Airport wireless N with gigabit. Now, with something like this, I'm not going to go into detail because I could be sitting there talking forever about the specs and what it means to you and stuff like that. I don't know. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. And if you would like to see something like that, I can do those types of videos. It's just, I feel like I don't want to have the video too long here where I start rambling on about tech stuff when you're like, I just wanted to see the damn thrift store finds. Just give me those. So, yeah, I mean, I got this. I'm hoping it works. I might resell it. I'm not sure yet because my router is on the fritz. That thing is possessed. So, anywho, to the games. Now, these, unfortunately, this is one of those times where this is the perfect example. I was talking about it earlier, and I was like, this makes absolutely no sense. So, alright, you could write on this. This will come off pretty easily. Like, I mean, not on the sticker. I mean, if you write on the device, I could get that off pretty easily. Or even on the tape. What do they do? Oh, this is a cardboard box. We're going to write on it. We're going to do that. Yes. So, unfortunately, these boxes all have writing on them. Now, I've said before, and I probably said it in this video 8 million times, but I apologize for that, because shit keeps happening, so I don't know what I'm starting on. I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to compress it and upload it, so you'll probably hear it 6 times. That you can use a magic erase marker on these to get that off. Now, if you want to see that as well, send me a message or a comment or do whatever you got to do or want to do. And I could try that. I could do the video for that. I mean, probably won't work out too well. It'll probably be me cursing, hitting myself, or hurting myself, or something along those lines. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not a big Banjo-Kazooie fan, but I decided to get this because it's in a box. There were a lot of games that were in a box, but some of them were outpriced. Like, you could actually get the game in a complete box on eBay with shipping included, cheaper than you could get it at the store. So, yeah, those ones I just couldn't do. But it still killed me just to sit there and let them sit there. So, yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge. I had to get that. Now, I don't know about you guys, if you're as paranoid as I am. I don't like, when I get a game that's in a box, I don't even want to open the box. Because I'm like, oh great, I'm going to dent the box, and then it's going to be worth nothing. Well, not worth nothing. It just bothers me. It's like I'm not even reselling it, but it bothers me personally. I'm like, no! As I'm opening the box, no! But, so, next up, yeah, I think I'll just randomly go through this bag. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Oh yeah, there's like 8 million of these things. So I got this for the DS. This was $10.90, and they wrote on this, but obviously the the marker comes off pretty easily. Like, I'm already doing it with a fingernail and it's coming off, so that I'm not too worried about. This was roughly the same price on eBay, so I was like, whatever. I mean, it's in my hand. I'll just pick it up here. I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to play it or not. Essentially, to me, I'm probably really off on this, but when I played Pokemon Red, when it was, yeah, and then I was like playing a different Pokemon, they were pretty much the same. Like, the story was the same, everything was the same. It's just like there was like little differences. I mean, I could be really wrong on this, but that's what it sounded like to me. So, I mean, kind of makes me less inclined to buy them and maybe play them, but there's certain figures that I want on some Pokemon games that you can't get. So, like, I mean, like Snorlax, for example, is my favorite Pokemon, followed by Munchlax, which I had no clue was a non-evolved version of Snorlax. But, like, you can't get him, well, you can get him in Pokemon Red, but he only appears like twice. And it's like a ridiculous battle, and to the point where, like, you have to capture him, and at that point my Charizard or Charmander, or I forget what the other one is, was too evolved at that point. Like, another hit would have just killed him at that point, so it was like, didn't really happen. And I played it on the PSP, and if I would have known at the time, I would have definitely just backed up a save and then redid it real quick, because that's how I got a lot of the Pokemon that I have. But that's besides the point. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Now, let me see if these are all the same. Yeah, they are. Okay. So I apologize to everybody that I am not a Final Fantasy fan at all. I've tried multiple times and I just can't get into them. So you're probably like, oh God, why did he find those? I would have killed to find something like that. So this one is Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings. Or Revenant Wings. Oh my goodness. So $12.90, yeah. But I mean, like, I'll probably be selling them, so if you're interested and want to buy it for whatever reason, by all means. I just can't. I mean, I love them as a collector. I don't know why. I mean, like, I have Final Fantasy VII personally, and I'll never sell it because I love it. In a sense of, I just love it that it was something I found. It only cost me $3, and it's just one of those, like, those finds that that makes you just happy. Like, it's like why you do game collecting, or you do whatever you do that it just makes you feel good. It's like one of those. It just immediately sense joy when I look at it and I go, okay, yeah, I can imagine. And so, I mean, like, stuff like that. And you know what? Then again, I might play them. I will never write off a series completely. I will keep trying. Because I'm like, one of these days, maybe. And then you've got a whole nother set of games that you can go through, which is really awesome. And unfortunately, they weren't on this box, but that's why I'm going to try this magic erase marker and hopefully get it off. So, complete copy of Final Fantasy IV Advance. Now, some of these games, this is what makes absolutely no sense about this place. Some of these games are behind glass, like they have this casing, and then the glass is there, and you'll see, like, the stack of games there. Other times, these games will be out in the open, dancing around. People will pick them up, and then be like, and just throw them across the room. But, like, and then, like, alright, this is how bad it was. I completely missed these. Completely. Like, I walked, grabbed the stuff I was going to grab, which is the keyboard, the power adapter, strip thing, the Pepsi truck. I picked Horse Farm over these games. But I didn't see this, so with this, yeah, I just completely missed it, so it was really bad. So yeah, these are the games I missed. Final Fantasy IV Advance. And like I said, I probably won't play them. I will play them, you know what, I will play them on my PSP. I will try them on the PSP. Maybe I will like them, I hope. So then we have Final Fantasy V for the Advance complete. And I think these were... I'm trying to open this and not damage it. And I don't know how I'm going to do that, but some of these were actually still sealed. Like, there wasn't plastic with them, but they had the game still in a plastic bag. I don't know if that's extra, because I never owned a Game Boy. Like, I have never opened a brand new Game Boy game to know what it looks like inside and how it's supposed to be. There's only one brand new Game Boy game I have, like advance-wise, which is like Sonic 3 or something. I actually picked that up at Target like 3 months ago, and it was sealed. It was like $2 or $5, and it was sealed. But it's bouncing around inside, so I'm like, I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, because we did open one, and we see a cardboard thing, and it was holding it in place. So it might have gotten loose. I don't know how that works. So this one is Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Dam of Souls. Yeah, Dam of Souls, for Game Boy Advance. And I think this is it. This is it? It's got a text by a bag. Yeah, because those are coins. So yeah, this is it. Yeah, if you're interested in coins, I like coins. What about them coins? I just got a whole bunch of silver coins to take over to the silver place about this stuff. You're like, some people right now are like, oh, come on, dude. We were at the last game, and now you're going to bring out coins. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, I am not kidding you. So yeah, a variety of different coins. So, here's a coin tip. Yeah, you're like, I don't believe I'm getting coin tips now. Coin tip today. If you have a coin, let me pull out one of these. And you know what's funny? We have laundry coins as well, so I can do a comparison. Not mix them. And it's very easy to tell, too. Let me get a quarter. Alright, this is pretty bad. I don't know where the quarters are. Alright, they don't have quarters. They don't exist. I might edit this. Oh, this is kind of bad. I have coins. Whatever. You know what? Screw it. I'm not editing it. You're going to watch me search for coins. Let's do... Because some of these are kind of dirty, so it's not easy to tell. There we go. So, quarters are the exact same way. By default, any coin that is 1960... Or not any coin. Any coin with ridges. So quarters, dimes, that's it, pretty much. There are some nickels, but that's a whole other thing where there's silver. But any coin, quarter-wise or dime-wise, that is 1964 or prior, are by default silver coins. So they are worth more than their face value that you spend them for. So for example, if this quarter was worth silver weight, like it didn't have that copper on the side, that's another way you can tell. This does not have the copper. This does. It's kind of hard when you look at it by itself because you're like, that makes no sense. They look both like that. But when you look at them, you can see the years and you go, oh, okay, that makes sense then. They are by default silver, so they're worth more than the face value. So a quarter like this, silver-wise, probably worth like $2. So you probably want to start hunting around for your coins. Are you kidding me? Did I just dump that in the thing? Oh, no, those are all orange coins. So this is why you can't have coins next to each other, because then you start messing everything up, and then you go nuts, and then you look like me making YouTube videos and losing your mind. So anywho, I said I wasn't going to say that again. Oh well. Last one, Final Fantasy VI Advance, and you're like, thank God, now I can end the video. Yeah, so this was a nice one. Picked all this up. I spent a crap load of money on these. I'll try to clean them up. I don't know what I'm going to do. This may come off, this may not. I really don't know. I hope for collectors out there, because this pains me. This really does. There's marks on there. But anyway, that is it. That is all my pickups for today. Thank you all for joining, and we'll do some other videos as well. And yeah, let me know if you're interested in possibly doing, like if you want me to do a tech video. I don't really know too much about coins, so please don't ask me to do a coin video. That's pretty much my knowledge. I mean, I know some basics about silver and gold and stuff that I can tell you guys, but that's as far as it goes. So, thanks all, and have a good one.